Hey budget gardeners, Veronica here. Join me today as I show you how to deadhead your speedwell. So let's go. Speedwell, also known as Veronica, is hardy here where I live in New Hampshire Zone 5B. This plant put on a great show for about a month, but now some of the flowers are starting to fade. I really need to come in here and deadhead it. So I figured I'd show you my process for deadheading this plant. Now I don't know the variety that I have, but I believe it's called Royal Candles. A lot of times when it comes to speedwell, you'll find it in different heights and different colors. Typically, you're going to find it in either a purple, pink, or a white color. The reason why you want to deadhead your plant is to encourage it to send out more blooms. If you don't do that, your plant is going to think it's all done and it'll stop blooming for you. And instead, it'll put its energy into going to seed. But what I really like about this plant is the more that you deadhead it, the more it'll put out blooms throughout your growing season. I like to use these small micro snips because I can get right in there and make a nice cut. Whatever tool you use, make sure it's nice and sharp, and also make sure that it's been sterilized. I like to use rubbing alcohol. That way I'm not spreading disease from one plant to another. So what I'm going to do is follow this down to a set of leaves right here. You don't want to follow it way far down because there is new growth happening at the base here. And just make your cut. It's early morning right now, and it's a great time to be doing this project because as the day goes on, the pollinators absolutely love this plant, and then it makes it very difficult to do this task. I'm going to leave this one here for a few more days because it still has a little bit of color. Right below this leaf, you will see this plant is putting out new growth, and these blooms will get bigger. There's one down here as well. And that's a good sign. Now the plant can put all its energy into creating more new blooms just like these ones. Look over here. There's a little bee. And again, it's early in the morning. This little guy is sleeping. Give it another hour and he's going to wake right up and a lot of his friends will join him. This is a very important job for the health of the plant, and it just encourages more blooms. So you definitely want to be diligent about checking your plants at least once a week and just doing a proper deadheading on all your plants. On this plant over here, you can see we have some new growth there. We have some new growth here. And if you follow the plant up, you're going to notice that all those blossoms need to be removed. So I'm just going to come in and do my cuts. In this example here, if you follow this plant down, I want you to notice that we have a small bud right here. But then also on either side of that bud, there are additional new buds that are coming. And that is a great sign. In this example here, I can come in and I can make my cut, but I want to make sure when I make my cut, I'm not cutting off this bud that's right over here. So I could cut this guy right there as well as this guy right there. But I would want to be careful because I don't want to lose this one here. And I also don't want to lose this guy that's right over here. There's a small bud there. So you just want to make sure when you're making your cuts that you're not cutting off any future blooms. I know I'm zoomed in quite a bit, but let's follow this one down. I want to show you something. Right at the very base of that stem, see those two little buds? Those will eventually bloom. So when I make my cut, I just want to make sure I'm cutting off the stalk, but right above those two little buds. And there you go. I made sure to be very careful to leave these two buds intact. In this example right here, notice that all the blooms are spent on this particular stalk. So I'm going to take you in for a closer look to show you where I'm going to make my cut. See right there? There's a bud. So I can come in and make my cut right above that bud. I really hope you enjoyed this short instructional video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.